What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 13 of the Art Meets Culture podcast. I'm your host, Ade Sanusi. Thank you so much for listening over the weekend through playlist, the playlist rather. We had some amazing feedback and recorded some dope episodes over the weekend. So I'm definitely excited to share that with you guys this week. You're getting the same thing this week. Each day there's going to be an epic podcast for great artists. I'm definitely still continuing the mission of building a phenomenal platform that's going to give great opportunities to artists and let them hear their stories and push them out there quite efficiently. And get the ball rolling. And this is going to be cemented in culture, definitely, for sure. I had some amazing feedback over the weekend. My brother Stazzy, you're going to hear from this week. He spoke to me about what I could be doing much efficiently, really, because I asked him for feedback. We got some great he gave me some great answers to that, and definitely I'm just been in the study mode all weekend. I'm just trying to be more efficient at what I do in my craft. So I definitely salute to you, Stazzy, for helping me, realize that and actually understand that, So the day, every day is, it's time to get better, I'm a person, who wants to be, the very best and wants to also push people to be the very best as well around him. So salute any great feedback, and it's awesome. So yes, the salute to Stazzy, great friend of the show, great friend of the platform. Without further ado, I want to introduce the next person who we're speaking to, and that's Scott Greenwood. Phenomenal artist, someone who's been painting for years. He's transitioned from being a model, to a fitness guy, to working fitness brand, now going full circle back to art again, which how he started from school. He's a phenomenal guy, great story. From Manchester, did pieces for the likes of Raheem Sterling, Harry Maguire, Russ. He's got an amazing piece that he's done, a Gary V piece. I'm not sure if that has got to him. I didn't even get to ask him that question. He really has a great mindset, and I can tell, he's a man who believes in manifestation and the laws of attraction. So if you're listening right now, be sure to, like, subscribe to our iTunes, my Art Meets Culture. If you're on Spotify, subscribe to our Spotify, Art Meets Culture. And if you're on SoundCloud, if you're not on any of these streaming platforms, be sure to check us out on there. Every support is great support. It's another, amazing day today. I'm trying to think what I'm gonna eat today. I'm feeling very hungry out in these streets. So, it might be a jollof day. I'm gonna cook some jollof rice, some chicken. Or was it beef? Who knows? I'm going to cook something phenomenal, but it's going to have some plantain with that, I'm going to drop that super malt as well, so the vibes, the flavors. But salute to you all, man. Please continue to be positive, have a phenomenal day. We're all going to beat this, we're all going to win, for sure. And I believe in that energy. Without further ado, this is Scott Greenwood. Be sure to enjoy. You know what to do. He puts his money where his art is. So let's put your money where your art is. Let's go. Yes, bro.
Yo.
How are you, bro?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
All good, not bad. Was running around shopping today.
Yeah.
So that's why I pushed the time, but all good.
Nah, it's cool, man. It's cool.
Yeah.
No problem.
But how you on this day anyway?
Yeah, I'm good. Sun shining and that. Sweet.
Yeah. How's quarantine treating you?
I'm cool with it. I'm sure, obviously, you spoke to other artists and that.
Yeah.
Don't really change much for us, I guess.
Exactly. So yeah, thank you for coming on board. To the Art Meets Culture podcast. So we're definitely, going to be checking in with the artists who are literally killing it on gram at the moment, minus the exhibitions. But we're using this digital platform as our exhibition space. You're making a lot of noise in your field.
Yeah, man, thank you.
Yeah, no worries. So yeah, tell the audience who you are, what you do, essentially.
called Scott R Greenwood. As an artist, I tend to call myself SRG, obviously the initials. 24, from Manchester. Create large scale artwork, and I basically really only work in black, grey, and white. I think that kind of like covers it.
Yeah, so that's definitely a question I have. I need to know why specifically you work with that tone, which is amazing. But so I had two questions really. I mean, I really probably wanted to ask, like, how did you get into art? But like literally I scrolled through your Instagram over the week and I've seen you from no facial hair to being a model to then getting into fitness to getting into art.
Okay.
Explain that whole transition. You know what I mean? 'Cause it's amazing to see the different stages you've been through to now finding what you truly want to do.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd go that far back.
Yeah, I went far.
That's mad. So through school, I've always been into art since I was a little kid. I always used to just draw, but I used to draw with pens. Never used to draw with pencils or anything like that. Teachers would always, like, when I was in primary school, like, use colour pencils and that, but I never did it. I just always wanted to draw with a pen, biro pen, which is black. So I'd say it kind of like stemmed from there with the whole black and grey and white thing. I never really used to paint. I just used to draw with pens still, even all the way through school, and then when I went into college, but they tried to force you to do other stuff. But I just always found painting very, like, just so much hassle, because you got to get different paints to do blending and all that jazz.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I always used to draw with a pen. So I'd say that's mainly where it came from, doing the black stuff. So I did art in college. I did it at school, and then after that, obviously, get let out into the world, don't you? And you got to try and find your own way. Exactly. And I got approached on Instagram by, like, a modeling company to come in and, like, just to interview me in that. And at the time, I was doing drawings and I was trying to put them onto t-shirts.
Yeah, I've seen you did a skull one, I think I've seen.
I saw
that one.
So I was doing that at the time, but it was very, like, basic. I was like 17, 18 at the time, and I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just messing about. And then the modeling came to me, and then I spoke to them, and then they let me on, and then I ended up working for them in the offices, like booking models in as well as doing stuff myself. So I kind of put the artwork on a back burner. Then my best mate came to me wanting me to start a business with him, which was a clothing business. Which was a fitness clothing business, which is why the whole gym thing is about as well. Got into fitness and all that jazz. So then I ended up quitting the job as the model and the booking people in and stuff to try and set this business up. Then it didn't kick off as quick as you always think it will. So I had to get a part-time job at Tesco. Then the clothing business started doing a lot better. We managed to get into, like, Foot Asylum and other stockists around the UK and that. But it was before every Tom, Dick and Harry had a clothing brand. This was. Then after that, it kind of not crumbled, but it lost the spotlight as much in a way. Like, it just wasn't going. It didn't blow up like it was meant to. And we didn't have the funding, myself and my mate, to be able to push it compared to all these other brands that were happening. So I was like, I need to make money some other way. And that's when I went back to drawing. And I just did a sketch and I posted it on Facebook. And then people started messaging me, asking me to draw the dogs and stuff.
Amazing.
And then, that was...
It's a crazy thing. Like, a lot of artists, their first clients are always people with animals and they want them to draw their dogs.
Yeah, I noticed that from listening to other artists. I was like, that's crazy. Like, it's so similar for all of us, how we start. There's a lot of people who, like, do graffiti, and then there's also, like, a lot of people who do the pet portraits for people and then grow from that kind of way.
No, that's sick. And now you do art full-time now?
Yeah. I left Tesco, and that's when I needed to get money. So I started drawing. So
sick.
I'd already left the job before I actually started doing the artwork. So straight away, as soon as I started doing the art, that was full time anyway for me. So
big. That's actually, like, super big in terms of what you're doing. And, it's always good to hear the transitions. But it's funny, like, you started with art, but everything drew you back to art in the end. So that's like,
Yeah.
positive for you. Like which artists inspired your work? Like who have you looked at like in for inspiration really?
Right at the start, I'm not actually sure how you say his name. It's either Davo or Davo. I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
I'm probably I think I call it Davo. Tom
Yeah.
calls him Davo as well. So and he's met
Okay.
him, so I guess he's legitimized. His name is Davo.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, him. He's from Manchester, and he was like one of the first people that I saw on Instagram doing what he's doing. And
big.
obviously, he's amazing, and he's found a lot of success doing what he does. So
Mm,
I saw it, and I thought I can do something like that. Like, so that was the first inspiration for me, and like
yeah.
inspired me to actually go for it.
Mm,
Um, I saw that you spoke to Lawrence the other day, and he
yeah.
mentioned Timmy Sneaks.
Yeah. Timmy Snake's massive.
Yeah. So
Mm,
I look at his stuff, and it's not necessarily like his work inspires me. I think it's more like his work ethic and
yeah.
how devoted he is to it all. And obviously, he's at a very good level, but
Mm,
he still puts in the hours and everything from what you
yeah.
see anyway. So
Yeah. He's smashing
um,
it.
I'd definitely put him on the list. They're the ones that come to my mind first, where I
Hmm.
actually fully know their names and everything. And
Yeah.
then there's other artists that I follow who I think like they're amazing. I'll look at the work, but they're not like the names aren't fully stuck in my head.
Yeah.
Um,
No,
so
it's
yeah,
definitely great that a lot of people will go way back and talk about the older artists, but
yeah,
it's great that you have found it in your peers who you can currently see, currently DM, have conversations with, that these
yeah,
guys are your, inspirations to push you harder, and it shows within your work that, you've taken pieces in terms of spirit and energy and you've put that into your work and you just have gone for it. So it's definitely sick to see.
yeah, man. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. But yeah, I mean, I'd definitely like you to expand on the black and white style, because it's like
Yeah,
a lot of people, they do art and it can come across looking the same as everybody else's. So you can get lost in the world of Instagram of just drawing. You can draw the same thing and it can look exactly the same, but if you don't have that signature style,
yeah,
it can get lost in the source. So like, from evolving from doing, pen drawings, keeping it
Mhm.
black and white till now, um, how can I put this? It's like, how have you found, comfortability in this style? Do you know what I mean? Why do you want to still stick to it? And will you expand on color?
Yeah, 100%. I get you.
Mm,
I'd say another reason that I do the black and white and stuff is I like the idea of artwork like being powerful, and
mm,
and I think the black, grey, and white really helps put that across.
yeah.
Um, I'd also say I'm not being lazy, but I kind of am in the way as well. Like when you have to use color, you have to do a lot more mixing to find different tones, like
Yeah.
skin tones and stuff like that. Whereas
Mm,
black, grey, and white, it's a lot more straightforward to me. It is anyway, and it's just
mm,
something that I'm always naturally. It's just what I naturally do. Do you know what I mean? It's what comes natural to me in a way.
yeah.
Um, I do add tiny bit of color in some certain pieces, but it's usually just like a very small dab of it.
Mm,
Um, so yeah, I'd say it's about the powerful, the effects and style of it that I think it's like that I like, and also I want to create artwork that I like.
yeah.
Like my house now where I live, I've got artwork up everywhere, and
Sick.
so I'd happily put it in my own home.
Mm,
Um, so I think if you like it, then there's someone else who will like it out there as well and like the
exactly.
whole vibe. And I do think at the moment, black, grey, white is very like in the style.
Yeah.
People like modern, clean houses, monochrome. So I think the artwork goes very well with what people want at the moment as well.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely. Fits a lot of aesthetics in our home. Do you know what I mean? Because like
yeah,
my walls are literally black and white, and I've probably made it that way because it's like I want to put art pieces up. Do
yeah,
you know what I mean? And we're in that minimalist
yeah.
stage where everyone's not minimalist, neutral colors rather. Everyone's
Yeah,
just very neutral in terms of neutral whites, neutral grays, neutral green creams, and all these art pieces can just fit and just pop and stand out more, rather
yeah.
in it being in a mist of clutter. So yeah, no, I
Yes.
definitely get where you're coming from.
Yeah, definitely, man.
I mean, you did dabble in little bit of color
Yeah,
for the Raheem Sterling um,
yeah.
piece. Tell me about that piece, and Also, tell us about the mad party as well. How was that?
Yeah. So Raheem Sterling's party, man, that was it was one of my biggest paintings. It was 2 meter by 2 meter, I think.
Wow.
Um, it was a Great Gatsby themed party. So Great Gatsby. I watched the film before I started the painting, and obviously when the
The
film
old one
starts,
or the DiCaprio one?
yeah,
Okay,
Leonardo
yeah.
DiCaprio, yeah.
Mm.
In the film credits and that, it's like black and gold.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like, I knew what kind of vibe it was, and obviously everyone's wearing suits and old style fashion and that.
Mm.
But yeah, great black and gold. So yeah, that's just how the piece happened, isn't it? They sent me a picture of what Raheem wanted, and then I'd just do whatever I wanted, really. So
Amazing, amazing. How was the party as well?
yeah, the party was mad. Myself, I am quite introverted, so I
Yeah.
don't, and I'm not a partier. I used to be when I was like 18 in college and that, but very quickly I matured and stopped doing that whole party scene.
Yeah.
I don't drink, I don't go clubbing or anything. So it's been ages, like
Right.
years
You
since
are
I've
the
been
true
clubbing
Zen
and that.
man. You are
And
the
then I
true
went,
Zen man.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then I went to that party, which I couldn't say no because
Yeah.
it's stupid to say no.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good, man. It was good. Scott Thomas is the guy who arranged the whole like event and styled it out and everything.
Yeah.
Which he did a crazy good job of. Like it was obviously you won't have seen everything that was at the party, but there was like I don't even know how to put it, like not naked, but girls in like lingerie.
Okay. So they
In
really
like
went into the theme, heavy themed, everything.
in like a big glass, like dancing in it, and that is just
That's mad.
they went to town with it.
Yeah, I can tell he spent a lot of money, but he plays
Yeah,
for one of the biggest teams in the world, so
yeah.
does that for you. So yeah, I mean, your paintings have been in the hands of many like athletes,
Yeah.
influencers,
Mhm.
business owners. Even one of my favorite artists, Russ.
Yes.
That landed in his house, and definitely he put that up. So that
Yeah,
was
man.
sick to see. Who's been your favorite piece that you've gifted?
Ooh.
Who's been like the favorite person? Like what one meant more to you?
It's difficult, man, because
Mm.
they all. I'm sure, like you've asked other artists this, and they all probably say the same thing. Where
Yeah.
different, they all mean something differently and like a different stage of the journey that you've been on.
Mm.
Like Umar Kamani was my first painting.
Yeah.
That was for like a celebrity kind of person.
Mm.
Obviously he's a business owner, massively like inspirational how
Yeah.
he's done what he's done, and he's
Mm.
from Manchester as well. So he
Big.
was my first guy. So I really, really like that was a big moment for me when I got the message. Like saying you can meet him and everything.
Big.
Big Bugsy Malone, he was the
Yeah.
second one, so then again it was just like my second guy, so I was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
I'd,
Because
I'd
he's from Manny as well, so it makes
yeah, and his whole story, everything about him, like the inspiration again, it's just mad.
yeah.
And I proper appreciate it, and I understand it's all about work ethic with me.
Yeah.
Like I appreciate it so much.
Mm.
But I'd say the one that meant, I wouldn't say the one that meant the most, but the one that was like just different from the rest is probably Russ, the one that you mentioned, just purely by the fact I literally listen to his music every day for hours. And that's not an exaggeration. I literally listen to him every day for hours.
If it's not that, or do you watch the interviews as well?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, he's
Watch
iconic.
all the podcasts, everything that he does.
Mm.
I know his story, like everything about him and how he's managed to achieve what he is. And it's massive props to him to do what he's done. And yeah, so yeah, when he messaged me on Twitter, I was
buzzing.
I couldn't believe that he messaged me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just and then obviously
And was that just sorry to cut you? Was that just you posting normally, tagged him, and that's that?
Yeah. So some of these like footballers and stuff, like obviously speak to them beforehand. They request it.
Yeah.
But some people like Umar, Bugsy, that was mainly when I was first starting out.
Yeah.
when I didn't have any contacts with people that could put me into positions to be able to like get requests from these big people and stuff.
Yeah.
You just had to do it and hope that they saw it. So yeah, that's the way that I went about Russ. But I just wanted to paint him anyway.
Yeah.
And then yeah, if he saw it, then sick. And thankfully he did see it. It was on Twitter though, not on Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that's how he saw it, and then got it sent out to America where he is. And then I saw it in a video where he'd put it on his wall. Like as soon as you come in his house, he has it on his wall there. And I was like, that's
actually sick.
Yeah.
So that's actually big. Twitter still works because I think people are neglecting Twitter as a
Mate,
tool.
I neglect it. I hardly use it.
But definitely it's a tool that definitely works. So, I mean, do you mainly do, commission pieces, or do you just, paint towards something?
I use, majority of my work is requested.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will do like odd paintings now and then. So yeah, like at the moment I'm only requested like 4 or 5 weeks. At the moment, that's my schedule, but I do get through paintings quite quick. So there's quite a lot of paintings to get through there. But yeah, and then in between all of it, I'll just like if I need to separate it in a way where I need to do something for myself, and then I do prints of it, and then obviously the original is available as well. But yeah, I would say majority of my work is requested.
Okay.
So yeah.
No, that's big. That's big. And like this current situation now, we've got this mad, coronavirus going on.
Yeah.
A lot of businesses are taking a hit. A lot of creatives are kind of slowing down a little bit. But has it slowed you down, or has it just made you more active?
I've not seen any effect, to be honest. I'd say majority of the people that like request stuff from me are like obviously footballers and business owners, and they're very like wealthy people anyway. So I don't think they're getting affected by it as well.
Okay.
So they've still got money, so they're able to request still. So yeah, thankfully, I have those kind of people to keep me going as well. So yeah, I've not really seen any kind of change. Fingers crossed. So yeah.
No, that's very good. That's very good. Manchester. Some people usually would say, nothing goes on in Manny. Everything happens in London. If you want to, you gotta come to London. How is the scene creatively in Manchester, and do you feel as though there is still a restriction in the creative industry in Manny?
I would say there is a restriction. Like London is the place, but I'd say Manchester is definitely like there's a noise. Like people know of Manchester and the creative industry that's here, and we are still behind London, but we're definitely like a landmark that people look to now. And yeah, I'd say it's just growing. Like I keep coming across that artists all the time that are from Manchester.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'd say about it. But London is like still the go-to place, I'd say. Which I definitely am. I've got plans to come to London very soon when this virus thing's gone. That's when I'm coming.
Yeah, because I've probably been bothering you about doing some exhibition. You'd be like, don't worry, I'm taking time. I was like, okay, cool, I'll wait, because I'll wait. But yeah, definitely.
That's just me. That I'm a pain in the neck.
No, it's cool because it's like every artist like has their process. It definitely. When I want to do something like whether it's a solo exhibition or a group exhibition with an artist, I always like to make sure the artist, is comfortable with their collection.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They don't want to rush too many things out. And it's like, I respect creativity to a highest degree. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of artists sometimes even spend a year just building a collection of work. Do you know what I mean? But when the show hits, people can appreciate that just a little bit more,
Yeah. Well, to be fair, with you saying that, when you first came to me, when we first spoke about, coming down to do an exhibition and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When I think about it, when that was the first talk between us, the work that I had at the time that I probably would have brought, it would have just been so random. It would have been like, a painting of like Muhammad Ali, a painting of Rio Ferdinand, a painting of a lion, it would
Yeah.
just been really scattered. There wouldn't have been any kind of like relation between any of them. So whereas now, and I think that as well, like at the time, like in the journey, at some point you're not like, you're like frustrated a little bit where you're like, I want to blow up, and I'm putting the work in, I just want to blow up now. And then time goes on and you're like, do you know what, I'm so glad I didn't blow up back then, because my work's so much better now, and if I wanted to blow up, now's the time. Do you know what I mean? You keep evolving. So the reason that you don't blow up straight away, I've been meaning to meet Rio Ferdinand for, I've got 2 paintings of his in my house, and I've been meaning to meet him for, I think it's like 9 months now. It's obviously, he's a mega busy guy, man. He's absolutely huge. So it's just been really back and forth trying to land a date. And then finally, I was meant to meet him when City were playing Real Madrid right before this virus thing happened.
Oh my gosh, that's probably, was it second leg or was it?
It was the first leg, wasn't it?
First leg, yeah. Second leg hasn't happened. This is dreaming about it right now because I wanted to see that match.
So yeah, I was meant to meet him because I spoke to his PA and everything was arranged, like the time I was going to meet him at the Etihad, and then like 2 days before, I got a message saying, "Yo, this virus thing, obviously the game's cancelled, so we can't go ahead with it. But obviously, once everything's back up and running, we'll meet." So I was just like, "Oh my days!" But I thought if I would have met him ages ago when I first did it, which was like 9 months ago or whatever, my work's so much, in my opinion, it's evolved so much. So I'm glad I didn't meet him then. If that makes sense.
Like I said, definitely it's a taking time sort of situation, because if you'd done my exhibition, I don't think you would have been as happy then. You'd be like, nah, I gotta come back harder. Do you know what I mean? So now it's just like, I'm taking time, I'm perfecting my craft. This is what I want to put out. Boom. Do you know what I mean? I think it's definitely going to be something that's going to be appreciated even more, because there's a better story behind that. Even now, you trying to get a piece to Rio, look at the story that you're going to put behind it. We tried to do this here. This didn't happen. Coronavirus hit. It's like, it makes the piece, more, makes them appreciate just a little bit more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, who would be your like dream person to do some art for? It's a commissioned piece.
I would possibly Drake, maybe. Chris Brown's a big one, man. Love Chris Brown, and also like he's crazily creative in every way. It's absolutely mad. Like, some people are good at art, some people are music. Man, he's an artist in every way, like music, dancing, singing. He's insane. So yeah, I'd love to do something for Chris Brown. Drake's absolutely huge right now. And I just love, man, all these people like that who are massive. You just think, when you're younger especially, you don't realize how much hard work is actually behind it all. To get them where they are. Like Drake, you think, oh yeah, he's a good rapper, he's got some music out that's popping. But then when you actually dig back into his actual backstory and how much work he really puts in, and then when you start listening to his music more, like with concentration and understanding his lyrics, you start to realize, he says it in his lyrics, like, he don't go clubbing, he makes the music that people club to and stuff like that. You understand, that they're actually like workhorses, and you understand that's how they've got to where they are. It's hard work, not talent. So
facts. Love that quote, man. It's just,
man.
You've picked some artists who are never going to be forgotten. Do you know what I mean? Like, Drake's not going to be forgotten. Chris Brown's not going to be forgotten, because it's just like the work ethic and talent and the body of work is something that, nobody can, take from them. Do you know what I mean? And, they've, gone up and down, had their challenges, found themselves challenges, that process, and seeing them so resilient, makes them a point person of motivation. So it's definitely, you've picked two, dope artists, to do some pieces for. So, I think, why not get started? You never know, man. Somebody might know somebody, whoever's listening. So,
hey, do you know what? Another person that I'd throw in is Kanye West.
Massive one.
Um,
He's
yeah,
my guy. Despite his odd crazy points, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
I think because I've followed him for years, bought the books,
Hmm.
worn the shoes. It's just
Yeah,
like you're being a part of someone's
yeah,
like race, their marathon runs, you know what I mean? It's just like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. And ironically today he's now a billionaire, you know what I mean,
yeah,
which is amazing to see just off his brand and what he's done in Wyoming, owning the land and stuff like that. So despite his challenges, he's still stepping up, do you know what I mean? So it's always
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah. Oh, another person,
Mhm.
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Oh, that's massive. That's massive.
Yeah.
The thing is, I'm even thinking like, even though you're mentioning all these names, Kanye,
Mhm.
Drake, they're all obtainable.
Yeah, yeah,
Because I'm thinking to myself, I'm sure I know one person who knows someone to get
yeah.
that. Do you know what I mean? So I will be DMing you for something. There was a celebrity messaged me the other day about someone's piece, but now he's looking for more pieces. So I'm gonna hit you up.
Okay.
I don't want to say on the podcast right now.
Yeah, man, sick. Yeah,
But yeah, I'm
thank
gonna
you.
hit you up
Appreciate
for it.
it.
Because you like to do important figures. Um, so I mentioned that a lot of these artists had their challenges and everything like that. Like, what have been your challenges, as an artist?
Um, Challenges as an artist.
Yeah, artist, human, life. You know, what I mean, all sorts.
um, I don't really know, to be fair.
Mm.
I'd say, man, I just put in the work.
Yeah,
So and eventually it just happens for you. I never really took anything. Obviously, I took everything serious in the fact of like I wanted to change my life, and I
yeah,
knew artwork was like the thing that I excelled at, and I could make something of myself in that kind of way.
mm.
Um, so I took it serious in that way, but I also took it seriously, not so serious in the fact of like I'll do this painting of this celebrity because he inspires me and stuff, and if he doesn't see it, even though I've put like ridiculous amount of hours in work for it, it's
Yeah,
cool, man. I'll just move on to another painting.
mhm,
Eventually, you put in so much work and do enough paintings, you will eventually get somewhere.
yeah.
So success will come. So struggles. I can't really say it. I can't.
Mm.
Obviously, I will have been through struggles, but I can't really pinpoint anything.
Yeah, I've sorry. What I'm gathering is just like you're just someone who's knows the tasks, knows what he has to do, and I
Yeah,
think
man.
you may be aware of some struggles, but you don't acknowledge them.
Yeah, man. Don't
Yeah,
focus on the negatives in it. Just
yeah.
focus on what you can do and how you can like you're in control
Mm.
and do whatever you can do to make stuff happen in it.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
I
fun.
will mention something that's a bit more of like a lighter subject. That's like a challenge. Man, I lost my hair, so what, mate, that's a struggle. Trust me.
Yeah, I mean, my brother lost his hair 23. Hope you don't mind me saying this.
Cool.
And he was like, oh, like I'm bored of it. I said, just shave it, man. Listen, keep it that way. It's like it's hard. Just grow the beard out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Grow
yeah,
the beard out. You're already like, you're hench, you're big. So it's like
yeah,
you've got the package. So it's not going to be like a massive weird transition. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah. But
So
nah, it's not a nice thing. But how old was I? Obviously, I did modeling and stuff when I was younger, so
yeah, yeah, yeah,
for me as well, like it was always a feature, and I had
yeah.
good hair, and then I lost it. But that's why I was always wearing caps in my pictures, like sat
Yeah.
with my artwork and stuff. But
Mm.
then it kind of like became, and then I went and got a hair transplant, and now I have like I sorted the issue out, so my hair's
Mate,
good again.
not bad. See, if you're
Yeah, yeah,
losing hair, there's a transplant option. So he invested in himself, which is phenomenal.
exactly, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I still wear the caps and stuff in the pictures because it's like a branding kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, I
No,
think it creates like a mysterious kind of look as well to the work and
yeah, you've got like a
the
sick
vibe.
aesthetic with the black gloves. You were wearing gloves
Yeah,
before this Corona stuff, so you're ahead of the game.
yeah, yeah,
The cap, the hoodie, everything. It just looks sick. It just fits everything. So yeah, it's definitely sick.
yeah, man.
Mm.
So yeah, that's the vibe.
Mm. Um, so like this is like your path now. You're 24. You're doing
Mhm.
art. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Cool.
obviously it's very hard to kind of say those things now because, you know, we've had this thing that just came here, which is Corona. But, you know,
Mhm.
next 10 years, you know, where do you see yourself as an artist?
Okay. Obviously, 10 years is a long time,
Mm.
but I've got this one goal that I'm working towards,
Mm.
which I've not actually, I only let my close friends and family
Yeah.
know. But I thought of this idea was a year ago now,
Mm.
because it was when I met a certain customer of mine, a businessman,
Yeah.
and I thought of this idea. So my ultimate goal is, and that obviously I'm working in, there's loads of different things that I'm working on, but eventually it all compiles into this one big goal.
Mm.
And I want to create the most expensive painting, one of the most expensive paintings in the world. But I don't mean in the sense of, obviously, I think the most expensive painting that sold was like 500 million or something,
Mm.
which I don't want to sell the most expensive painting. Like
Mm.
at the end of the day, that most expensive painting was just a canvas that was made with paint. Do you know what I mean? So the actual
Yeah.
value of the creation of it is not a lot.
Mm.
I want to create the most expensive painting, where, as in the sense of it cost millions to actually make the painting. So there's diamonds, there's a bag that's called like the Birkin bag, which is like one of
Mm.
the most expensive bags in the world. So
Mm.
I mean, like, get the material of that and like involve it into the painting as well. Just just
Insane.
just do something crazy that makes the actual painting cost millions to make in the first place,
Mm.
and then sell it. So that's like the whole point of it.
Mm.
So yeah, not be
That,
actual. Don't sell it for the most, because I don't
yeah.
think, even though I'm a big like dreamer, I think 500 mils like a big, like, that's a big price to beat.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that's one of that's a big goal that I've got, which I'd like to achieve in the next 10 years.
Mhm.
I want to obviously host my own exhibition of just like, so it's a big room where it's just
Yeah.
my own work. But yeah, I really want to move into the sense of like more expensive kind of work, like start involving diamonds and stuff like that within the pieces. I've started moving in towards that I've started adding resin and glass and stuff into my
Yeah.
artwork recently. So I'm kind of like moving into the direction that I want to go in with the
Does
diamonds
the
and stuff
resin
like that.
make it the paintings heavier? Because I've
Yeah.
never met them up from close.
Yeah, they make them a lot heavier, to be fair.
Mm.
Especially if you're doing like a big painting. Like one of my
Yeah.
paintings here is 1.5 meter by 1 meter, and
Mm.
that's covered in resin and glass. And
Okay.
even the glass itself, like there's chunks of shattered glass on it, which make it a lot heavier as well, plus the resin. So yeah, it's quite a heavy painting. So
That's mad. That's mad. No, that's definitely, you know, sick to see. And even the long-term plan of, you know, having one of the world's most expensive pieces,
yeah,
and definitely doing that. By the sounds of it, that sounds like it's going to be a great long-term plan, as you know,
yeah, man.
if it's sourcing out diamonds or sourcing out
Mm-hmm.
other materials that are expensive to be a part of it.
Yeah,
That sounds like an amazing project,
yeah.
as a whole. So, you know, definitely, you know, good luck with that. I can definitely see
Yeah,
that
and
happening.
obviously, I'll be looking for investors. If
Hmm.
anyone's listening,
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for. But
Yeah.
so yeah, big plan at the end. At the end,
No, that's massive. That's
yeah.
definitely massive. I'm sure an investor's listening. We've had a few DMs, so they're definitely you know, paying attention to what's going on in the art game. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you speak about, you know, a lot about motivation and everything
Yeah.
like that. Like, who are your like key guys that, you know, you pay attention to in the motivational game?
Oh, okay. Um, Gary Vaynerchuk.
Mm-hmm.
He's a
Legend.
big one. I think he's very straight to the point, but he's
Mm-hmm.
also still like very sympathetic, even though he's very like hard with his
Yeah.
advice. Um, Eric Thomas. I used to listen to him a lot.
I just listened to him this morning. Very
Did you?
good. Very good.
Wes Brown. He's a good
Mm.
one.
Yeah.
He's got a sick laugh as well.
Yeah.
Will Smith. Will Smith
Yeah.
is a guy, man.
Yeah.
Listen to. He's got some really, really good like interviews on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah.
Again, another hard worker.
Mm.
I love one of his interviews where he says it's about being on a treadmill. I don't know if you
Yeah.
might have heard of it, where he says
He's
like,
prepared to
obviously, if we
die.
get, yeah, that's what I mean. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
Where you go all in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd just say them. obviously there's loads that I've listened to. There's a guy called, what's he called? Tom Bailu? I'm not sure, actually.
I will
Not sure.
check him out. I've probably seen something because I've watched. There's this YouTube channel called what's it called? Evan Carmichael.
Okay.
And Evan Carmichael, he does top tens of different athletes, motivational speakers, and everything like that. And he just gets them to, well, he just breaks down the best quotes from past interviews. So definitely check that out.
Right.
I literally just watch probably he'll do 50 Gary V motivational quotes or 50 Eric Thomas. And that's literally, I wake up every morning and just play that. That's probably 40 minutes a day.
Right, nice.
Listening this to the messages and the key points for the day. And maybe I won't, need 10 of them, but I might need, 40 of them, to hear.
Yeah.
That's just in your head throughout the day. Okay, cool. It's a great way to, to kickstart your day.
Well, it changes your mindset, and that's what it's all about. I remember when I was younger, I became obsessed with self-improvement and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When I was 18 is when I first read the book, which everyone knows now. It's called The Secret.
Yeah.
I read that when I was 18, and I stopped drinking. As soon as I turned 18, I stopped drinking for 4 months, and I just went so obsessed with the whole motivation, self-help books, everything. I read Think and Grow Rich, The Alchemist, Napoleon. What's the other one?
Napoleon Hill. Is it? You already said The Alchemist, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill.
The How to Win Friends and
people. I'm literally looking at all these books that you're saying in my bookshelf right now.
Yeah, man.
How to Win Friends that Influence People.
There's a Tony Robbins. I've got Richard Branson's autobiographies as well.
Yeah.
So I read all these, and I used to watch hours and hours of videos. I used to go to sleep with headphones on, affirmations, trying to tell yourself that you're amazing. And I did that for years. At the time, I had a girlfriend as well who obviously slept in my bed with me, and I'd be listening to this stuff. Yeah. So you just got to be I'm really I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I think that helps with what I do. But it was years ago that I drilled all this stuff into me. So then when it came to do what I do now, it was just second nature, whatever you call it. Where it just, because that, when I started doing the large canvas artwork, it was only the start of last year. So it's been a year and nearly half now. And in that first year, I did 96 paintings, and they're all large paintings that I do. So it was just knuckle down and just full on tunnel vision, which I think helps with the whole self-improvement, reading those books. It's all the mindset and that. So I agree with you on all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, it's great that you've trained yourself before you kind of really started mindset wise, and you did at an early age of 18, reading The Secret, because I read these books later on, and it was me unlearning a bunch of shit to now learning new stuff. So it's always good to kind of, okay, what book's next? I've read this one, The Secret. Okay, that's about, thinking positive and everything like that. But that's now enabled you to now put all those things into action, because a lot of people just read and just say a bunch of stuff just for saying, oh, you got to be this, you got to be that, but they don't put no work in. And, you have that information and now put it into work, and it just shows in the way you execute stuff and what is happening for you now. So you should, applaud yourself on that one, man.
Yeah, man, thank you. There's an interview with Jim Carrey where he says it, where he was stood on the top of a hill or something, saying that he needs to do this, and then he writes on a check how much money he needs, and then puts it in his wallet, and years go by and it deteriorates and everything. But he says you got to say it and believe it, but then don't go eat an apple. You got to actually go and put the work in, and don't just go do nothing. So
1,000%, bro. Thank you so much for this. This is a motivational conversation, brother. I appreciate that. I mean, and I definitely think, artists around your age and even younger who's going to be listening to this are just going to feel that energy. So, thank you for that, man.
No, yeah. Thank you for inviting me on that.
No worries. Where can they find you, man?
Instagram, Scott R Greenwood. And is that Scott R Greenwood is everything on social media for me.
Okay. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
no problemo.
All right, take care, man.
Nice one, man. See you in a bit.